Welcome to Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and this is the show for seniors by seniors. We have new programs and new instructors coming on board all the time. You can still register for classes. We're going to give you a phone number to call if you're interested in this particular class that we're going to talk about, which is the conversational Spanish for beginners. And can you imagine if you've always wanted to learn a language, why not Spanish? And why not through the Senior Adult Program? It's free. You don't have to pay. There are no exams. There's no stress. It's only fun. And I'm going to introduce you to our instructor, Irene Serrano. Hi, Irene. Good to see you again.
Good morning. Good to see you. So happy to be here.
Very good. I know you're teaching this class online, but hopefully if we keep our fingers crossed and the numbers go down with the COVID cases, we will be able to come back into the classroom and you'll be able to be with your Spanish speaking students, the ones that are learning Spanish.
Wonderful.
And of course, they come from all nationalities, from all origins, from all countries, Vietnam or Korean, or maybe there's a British person that would like to learn Spanish. Come and join you. Even us Spanish speakers don't know how to speak good Spanish and how to learn the foundation and have a good foundation. Tell me a little bit of the value of what you have discovered in teaching our seniors.
It's their enthusiasm. Our seniors in this class, they're eager to learn. They're interested in the traditions and the culture.
Yes.
It's just amazing. And they want to be able to teach their family members also and speak to their grandchildren and their children in Spanish. And since we live in El Paso, a border city, they want to be able to carry a conversation with the community, the people around them.
That's so beautiful. Yes, and I just had a recent request from my grandson who is in the Navy and said, Grandma, I want to learn Spanish. I said, why do you want to speak Spanish? Why? Well, because I don't know it and I should know it. And that was, he says, will you be my tutor? I said, oh my gosh, I'll hire Miss Serrano. I'll pay her as a tutor. And he says, no, I want you, Grandma. I want you to be my tutor, and send me the songs, your favorite songs. Maybe we can sing them together and I can learn Spanish that way. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
The young people are realizing that Spanish is so important as part of their heritage. So we never stop learning, right? Miss Serrano, why is that?
Never stop learning. I am learning from my students.
Even
I'm learning every day. I'm older. I'm a senior myself, and I don't want to stop learning. I want to learn to play my guitar, which I have and I don't know how to play.
We have a guitar class for you for beginners also.
Yes, I need to take the guitar class. And I'm learning from the students. I have a couple of photographers, one student that's a violinist, one that's a traveler, and they're anxious to learn Spanish. They want to learn the culture. They want to be able to use the language.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. We can practice in El Paso easy.
Right.
Everywhere you go, you can speak to someone and say, buenos dias, or, a greeting or just a smile, it's so important. So what are the advantages of being bilingual, in particular in our city, but when they travel? Sometimes they'll go to Spain or they'll go to France or Italy. Does Spanish come in handy?
It does. And it's such a variety. I mean, the words derive and they can understand it. If they go to Spain, if they go to Portugal, those words from Spanish derive and you can understand it. You can understand it. And so they are trying to learn how to at least communicate their everyday needs. And so when they go to another country, they can be able to communicate what they need, what they want to eat,
absolutely,
what they want to buy, and just be able to communicate the small little things, everyday things.
So how do you teach your class? Do you partner the students so that they can practice with each other? Let's say you put them in a situation in a restaurant and
Yes.
maybe you're going to order breakfast, and do you put them in those kind of scenarios?
Yes, we do. And we ask each other, what is your favorite meal? What is your favorite day? What is your favorite hobby? And they are answering each other in Spanish. They're asking in Spanish and they're answering. Just a short sentence, but they're answering in Spanish also.
That is so effective. Do you use music in your teaching, in your lesson plans?
Yes. When we're close to the holidays, we're going to learn a couple of songs in Spanish, and that's going to be beautiful because singing it, saying the word and syllables is easier than reading it. So singing it together is going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
I remember a couple of singers, Linda Ronstadt and Selena. They didn't know Spanish, but they were singing in Spanish, and their pronunciation, they must have had great tutors, for the pronunciation, because they didn't understand when they were recording those Spanish songs. But
Right.
oh my God, they sure fooled us that we thought that they
That's right.
and that song, that's singing, and
Yes.
that is such a good example of how you can sing a song, not really know Spanish, but you're going to help them really know what they're saying.
Oh, yes, we're going to have fun. We have so much fun together and we're learning together. And it's just amazing how they look forward to the next class.
That is so cool. So you're teaching online. What days are your class? They can still register.
Yes, we're teaching online on Tuesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. And it's beautiful. We're learning a lot together. And we're making mistakes together and we're laughing together and we're doing everything together. We're looking forward to it.
That's wonderful. So you're still taking more students into your class?
Yes, we are. As many as who wants to come in and join us, you are welcome anytime.
One of the things that interests me in particular is learning the traditions of Mexico, learning the traditions of the language of love. I know Italian, they think they're the lovers, but I don't know about the Spanish, people. We think it's a language of love. It is amor, mi amor, when you say to a little child or to an elderly person, mi amor, my love, cariño, and all those beautiful words, sweetheart, it is such a beautiful language that we can't miss out, even if we're beyond the younger years or after 50. It's perfectly fine. We can still learn and use it in our families, right? And learning the traditions of Christmas, of Thanksgiving, the traditions of the 16 de septiembre and the 5 de mayo. Why do we celebrate 5 de mayo? Why do we celebrate 16 de septiembre as we do 4th of July? So we're a multicultural community.
Right. Right. And
traditions
I love the holidays. So we are going to be focusing on the holidays in Spanish. It's going to be beautiful. Yes. I love the holidays.
That's wonderful. I look forward to visiting your class and watching you teach language with such a great spirit that you have. You have a beautiful, joyful spirit. It comes across, I'm sure through the online classes, but wait till they meet you in person.
Oh.
Wait till they have you.
Wait, because I want to dance. I want to be able to show them how to dance in Spanish. The Spanish cumbias. I want to show them the different cultures. Yes.
Very good. Very good. I love it. I love your style of teaching. I love your spirit. Any last recommendations or message you'd like to give to our audience about having your seniors, your elders, join your class?
I think it's to our advantage. I'm a senior. To our advantage to take advantage of every program that's available to us. We need to be connected. We need to be with each other and tell each other, oh, I know that program. This is what you need, or call the senior adult program because they can direct you. And this is such a valuable program that I'm learning so much that it's an advantage. It's an advantage to us seniors to know about it.
And even our instructors take some of these guitar classes or art classes.
Right.
You know, they qualify. And you qualify just by being 55 years or older, showing your proof of age. That's all you need. The classes are at no cost, tuition free. And I noticed that you have in your background your little board, your
Yes.
whiteboard.
Yes.
You know, ma, me, you know, and you go syllable by syllable. It is so wonderful. I plan to join you someday just to listen to you and for you to help me to be a good tutor to my grandson, Jack.
Well, good luck to you.
We can ask for so many things as elders in the family, right? Grandma, you can teach me, you know, can you help me? I want to learn. And even the youngsters want to learn Spanish. So
also, I wanted to mention Norma Gurriel and Carol Littell. They're so helpful whenever we need any help from connecting online. They're available and they help my students get online and get connected. Thank you to them.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time, and we'll see you in the classroom. Definitely, I'll repeat the phone number 831-7801. And then I'll repeat the SAP at epcc.edu. There, I got it right. We'll see you next time, Ms. Serrano. We're going to be inviting you regularly to give us a short class, a little short smitten of what you're teaching our seniors. That would be wonderful here on Mature Living. Very good. Thank you. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. We'll be back with more guests. Well, thank you for staying with us for this show about mid-October. But, you know, we have more information for you that is so important for families, for seniors, for our neighbors, for our elderly in our community. And we have Katie Ayala, Katrina Ayala. She's the Assistant County Attorney in the Criminal Unit. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about deceptive business practices and how we can protect ourselves, what to look for and how to report and just everything that we need in a nutshell here in a few minutes. But first of all, I'd like to introduce Katie to you and have her tell us a little bit about yourself, Katie. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Katie Ayala. I am an attorney with the County Attorney's Office. I have been with the County Attorney's Office for a little over 9 months. Prior to that, I was with the District Attorney's Office for about 4 years. I graduated from Burgess High School. Go Mustangs.
Yeah.
After high school, I went to UT Austin and graduated with my bachelor's in Austin. And after that, I decided to go to law school, and I went to St. Mary's in San Antonio. Loved San Antonio. It's a great city. It's very similar to El Paso, so I love the demographics there. I have 2 kids. I have a 7-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. They are my world. They are my entire world. And recently I bought a house. And so I think, you know, what we're going to be talking about in deceptive business practice, it involves everybody who has a house, who has a grandma, who has, you know, a brother or sister, neighbor. It just involves everybody. So recently buying a house, I've really experienced, you know, what you need to do and how to protect yourself from deceptive business. So I'm very happy to be here today with you all, and hopefully you can use the information that I provide to your benefit and to help not only yourself, but your neighbors and any elderly people you know as well.
Very good. So what is deceptive business practice? What is that?
Deceptive business practice it's actually a criminal offense. It's section 3242 of the Texas Penal Code. A lot of people misunderstand it with deceptive business trade practices. That's a civil offense. So that's something you would sue civilly, it's in civil court. There's no criminal sanctions. However, for deceptive business practice, it's a criminal offense. It's a Class A misdemeanor. It's punishable from anywhere from 1 day to 365 days in jail, or you can also receive probation on these types of cases. And what it is exactly is it's when someone commits either one, there's 12 ways to commit the offense. So there's different ways that the code says if a business or an individual conducts business in a way that violates the code, then you can be charged with this offense. And the main ones that we see are when someone sells something less than what they represented they were going to do, a service. So we get that a lot in construction. They say, we're going to build you an addition to your porch. We're going to make that your mudroom. And that's what they promised or represented that they were going to do, and they didn't do it. So that is a criminal offense.
Very good. And so we have to get things in writing, don't we? Because verbal agreements just don't fly in a court. It's he said, she said, so is it good to get a contract, something in writing, what it is that they're going to do just right from the beginning if they're going to build something?
That's exactly what we recommend. Fortunately, in court, we can use verbal contracts, but we definitely do not recommend it, because then you're right, it does become a he said, she said type of scenario. Whereas if you have a contract signed by both parties with all the details, every single detail that the individual of the work that the individual was supposed to do, that's going to have a whole lot more weight in court than a he said, she said type of scenario. So definitely we want it in writing. That's one of our biggest recommendations.
Yeah. Right now, everybody's looking for weed, people that pull weeds and yard work and because of all the rains, the yards are like, ooh. And so sometimes someone that has done a good job in your yard, you recommend them to somebody else. It's always good to know what kind of work they've done. And they're called references, right? So is that a good practice as well in different types of jobs?
In any type of job, we definitely recommend that you get references and do your homework on the person. Don't hire the first person that you see on an ad. Don't hire, the first person in the book or on Facebook. There's a lot of Facebook ads nowadays. Don't hire the first person, the first quote. You want to shop around. You want to do all your homework on it, which is going to include calling our office. And at the end, I'll go ahead and give everybody our number. You can call our office and ask, have you had complaints on this person? Does this person have any deceptive business practices pending? Another great resource is the Better Business Bureau. We definitely recommend you calling them, looking online. You can see, are there any complaints on this business or on this person?
Yes.
The other thing that we do recommend as well is not only doing your homework and researching everything, but also never pay up front. Never pay the full amount up front. We understand on some big projects, you might need to pay half down or a certain amount down. Document it. Get a certified check where you have receipt of it. Because cash, you cannot trace a cash deposit. So that's definitely something we recommend.
The very first time that I realized about these contractor scams is my dad hired somebody to put a fence in front. And so, they came in, he paid them the full amount. And the only thing they did was to put the posts in. They never came back to finish the fence. There was no way to get a hold of them. So that was the first time and it was many years ago. And I said, oh, Dad, you shouldn't have paid them, but, you can't torture them and make them feel guilty. Not at all, because it's already happened. That's okay. We won't do it again.
You won't do it again. Exactly. And that's why we say never pay the full amount, document everything. And if you do become victim to deceptive business practice, make sure you make a report. There's a big misunderstanding that it's civil, that you need to hire a civil attorney to fight in a civil case to get your money back, but you don't. You can make a police report. You can call the El Paso Police Department, the sheriff's office, or any local law enforcement agency to file a police report. They know what to do. We've trained them. They know what deceptive business practices, and they'll make the report. And hopefully out of that, we can help you either get the restitution back or seek justice for this criminal offense.
Very good. And so calling your office and learning about what's next, in a complaint, or that you filed, you'll guide them, right?
Yes, that's correct. So once you make a police report, the detectives will send the report to our office. We do what we call screening the case. We see if it meets the elements of a case. In these cases, we have to be careful. There's a difference. We look at quantity versus quality. We cannot file a criminal case because somebody wasn't happy with the work done. That's more a civil case, and that's why we do like to differentiate. But as far as no work done or only a little bit work done, like the posts for your family, that would have qualified for a deceptive business case. So what we do after we look at the case and make sure it meets all of the offense to be able to file it, we file the case. And then from there, what we recommend is always be in contact with our office. We can only do so much with the case as long as we have contact with you. We need to know, how much is owed to you. We need to get more facts sometimes. And if we need to go to trial because they decide not to plead, then we need you to be present and available to testify. So that's sometimes a problem where we're not able to get in contact. So always call, update your contact information, update your mail information, anything, so we can continue and seek justice for you.
What are the most common cases that you've come across recently that we need to look for aside from the contractors?
So the most common are definitely going to be the contractors building additions to a house. Like you said, rock walls, getting a rock wall built. They'll pay $700-800 down and then never show up. In most of these cases, they get the money and they never show up. But another common scheme that we're seeing right now is mechanic shops.
Wow.
Especially with the insurance money, they'll take a large check from the insurance and then the work doesn't get done. And unfortunately, the worst part of that is the insurance is not going to pay again for another, for another mechanic shop. They're going to pay once and that's it. The other things we've seen, which I think has slowed down, is also offering refrigerated air systems for, $1,000 when we all know it's going to cost.
The unit is more than that.
Yes. Going anything neighbor walking to your doorstep, it might not be good. And that might be a good idea just to accept it. We also want to be wary of, this is today deals only. This is only today. It's a one deal, nothing, if you call tomorrow, it's going to be $1,000 more. If you call tomorrow, we're going to raise the
there's
price.
the pressure that we should watch out for pressure deals.
Exactly.
They're pressuring you to make a decision now, or else it's off the table. So it's better not to do it now. You've got to think about it. I always make up, well, let me talk to my husband, even though I don't have one. I'll say,
I do that too. I do that too.
Let me talk to my daughter. She's coming home in a minute, and so
Exactly.
things like that, you just have to wait a little bit. And,
yes. Wait, because you haven't done your research. So the whole point is to avoid becoming a victim of deceptive business practice by doing your research, by doing your homework, contacting us, contacting the Better Business Bureau.
Okay, this is a great time to talk about who do we call, where do we call? Give us your number. I'm going to write it down because I'm going to keep it handy.
Okay, the office phone number is 915-546-2050. And our extension for the criminal unit is 3034. And you can really just call the main office, ask for anybody in the criminal unit, ask for, let them know that you have a deceptive business practice question, and we will always be glad to answer your call and talk to you.
Yes, so serving the community is number one, right?
Always.
You mentioned that you love this job because you're helping the community.
Yes,
Tell
it's
us
always been dear to me, even throughout college, being in a community service-based sorority, serving as an assistant district attorney for 4 years, and now with the county attorneys. I love the community that the county attorney's office encourages us to always just serve, and I've really enjoyed it.
So you don't mind all the calls that you're going to get?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
And it develops a history, and it develops of what's going on right now. What are the popular scams, or what are following those criminals around the communities? Even in your neighborhood, if it's a certain area, Segundo Barrio or West Side, Far East, where are these people moving around? And
Exactly. And just the word of mouth means so much to this community. So just, spreading the word of mouth that you don't have to be a victim of it. And there is a resolution, and hopefully we can help you.
Very good. Well, I've enjoyed talking to you and meeting you, Katrina, but I'd like to call you Katie, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Not at all. My dad calls me Katrina when I'm in trouble, so I prefer Katie.
Katrina. But yeah, no, it was good to meet you. We want to invite you back again, or others that are in charge of elderly abuse or other issues that are in our community. We'll be in touch with you so you can recommend who we should invite next from your division. And I also want to thank Joanne Bernal, the county attorney, doing a great job. And of course, Laura Christopherson, who is your boss in the county attorney's office in the criminal division area. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you again for having me. I really enjoyed meeting you and discussing this very important topic.
Super. Well, we'll see you again sometime. And we thank everybody for watching Mature Living. Thank you for joining us. We hope that this show has been informative for you. We'll see you next time.